In this class, we will discuss about the Indian Nobel laureates and in particularly Rabindranath Tagore, who won the 1913 Nobel Prize in Literature. Rabindranath Tagore became the first Indian and non-European to receive the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1913 for his collection of poems Gitanjali. His poetic and deeply philosophical poetry first penned in Bengali and then translated into English by another Nobel laureate, W.B. Yeats, who received the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1923. It captivated the globe with their spiritual depth and global subjects. Tagore's achievements went beyond literature. He was a philosopher, painter, and composer best known for penning India's national anthem, that was Jan Gana Mana. So, the next Indian recipient was C.V.Raman in physics in 1930. Sir Chandrasekhar Venkat Raman received the Nobel Prize in Physics in 1930 for his pioneering discovery of the Raman effect, which explains how light scatters when it passes through a transparent medium. The discovery transformed spectroscopy and has important implications in physics and chemistry. C.V.Raman was the first Asian non-white person to be awarded the Nobel Prize in Physics. His findings paved the way for advances in quantum physics and molecular structure analysis, and the third Indian to receive Nobel Prize was Hargobind Khurana in medicine and physiology in the year 1968. Hargobind Khurana, an Indian-American biochemist, received the Nobel Prize in physiology and medicine in 1968 alongside Marshall W. Nirenberg and Robert W. Holley for their pioneering work on genetic codes and protein synthesis. Hargobind Khurana's research contributed to the understanding of how nucleotides in DNA determine amino acid sequences in proteins, which was a fundamental discovery in molecular biology. Born in Raipur, British India, now in Pakistan, his work paved the way for modern genetic engineering and biotechnology. The fourth one is Mother Teresa in peace in 1979. Mother Teresa received the Nobel Peace Prize in 1979 for her humanitarian work with the Missionaries of Charity, which she founded in 1950. Born in Macedonia, she settled in India and dedicated her life to aiding the destitute, sick, and dying in Kolkata. The Nobel Committee acknowledged her efforts to eliminate poverty and distress, which posed a serious threat to peace. She graciously denied the formal banquet and requested that the cash be utilized to the benefit of destitute. And the fifth Indian to win Nobel Prize was C.V.Raman Chandrasekhar in physics in 1983. C.V.Raman Chandrasekhar was awarded the Nobel Prize in Physics in the year 1983 for his breakthrough research into the structure and evolution of stars. His research contributed to the discovery of the Chandrasekhar limit, which determines the maximum mass of a stable white dwarf star about 1.4 times that of the Sun. This research was critical in understanding star evolution, particularly black hole development. Born in India, he later became a United States citizen and made substantial contribution to astrophysics throughout his career. The sixth Indian Nobel laureate was Amrit Sen in economic sciences in 1998. Amrit Sen received the Nobel Prize in Economic Sciences in 1998 for his contribution to welfare economics, including his work on poverty, social choice theory, and economic justice. His research stressed the importance of economic policies in eliminating inequality and increasing human potential. Amartya Sen's seminal work on famine analysis demonstrated that food shortages are frequently caused by distribution difficulties rather than production limitations. His famous book, Development as Freedom, looks at economic development in terms of human well-being rather than GDP growth. The seventh one was Venkatam Ramakrishnan in chemistry in 2009. Venkatraman Ramakrishnan received the Nobel Prize in chemistry in 2009 for his revolutionary discoveries into the structure and function of the ribsome. He was born in India and shared the prize with Thomas A. Stitch and Ada E. Vanodha for their work utilizing X-ray crystallography to map small structures at the atomic level. His discoveries have substantially benefited molecular biology and medicine, particularly our understanding of how medicines target bacterial revolutions. Ramakrishnan later served as president of the Royal Society of England, and the eighth important Indian to win is Kailash Satyarthi for peace in 2014. Kailash Satyarthi, an Indian social reformer, received the Nobel Peace Prize in 2014 for his unwavering struggle against child labor and exploitation. He split the honor with the then Pakistani Nobel laureate Malala Yousafzai, who was the youngest Nobel laureate at the age of 17 while she was pursuing her study at Cambridge University. Satyarthi established the Bachpan Bachao Andolon, Safe Childhood movement, which freed thousands of children from slavery and bondage labor. His initiatives have influenced global policies on child rights, and he continues to campaign for universal education and the abolition of child labor around the world. The ninth most important Indian to win the Nobel Prize was Abhijit Banerjee in economic sciences in 2019. Abhijit Banerjee, born in 1961 in Mumbai in India, is an Indian-born American economist who, along with Mr. Doflo and Michael Karmer, won the Nobel Prize in Economic Sciences in 2019 for their experimental approach to reducing world poverty. And in this year, in 2025, he would join with Doflo, his co-recipient, in the 2019 Nobel Prize. They would both join in this month in October 2025 in the University of Zurich in Switzerland. Banerjee, who graduated from the University of Calcutta, Jawaharlal Nehru University, Delhi, and Harvard University PhD 1988, co-founded the Abdul Latif Jamil Poverty Action Lab at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology in 2003 and is now the Ford Foundation International Professor of Economics. His creative research has greatly aided our ability to address global poverty through evidence-based policy solution. And those Indian origin Nobel laureates are Ronald Ross, who won medicine in 1902, and V.S.Naipaul in literature in 2001. So, Ronald Ross won the Nobel Prize in 1902 for medicine and physiology for his revolutionary discovery of the malaria parasite in the Anopheles mosquito. Ronald Ross, who was born in Elmora, then British India, won the Nobel Prize in Medicine and Physiology in the year 1902. His findings opened the door for the efficient disease management measures by confirming that mosquitoes were the vectors of malaria transmission. Ross' efforts have had a long-lasting effect on public health worldwide, especially in tropical areas. Despite being of British ancestry, his studies in India made a substantial contribution to the field of medicine. And the next important Indian origin Nobel laureate was Vidyadhara Naipaul. In 2001, he won Nobel Prize in Literature. V.S.Naipaul, a Trinidad-born writer of Indian heritage, won the Nobel Prize in Literature in 2001. His writing, known for its insightful tales and keen social commentary, delves into subjects like colonialism, displacement, and cultural identity. Notable publications include A House for Mr. Bishwas and In a Free State, which exhibits his superb storytelling. The Swedish Academy applauded his ability to turn post-colonial realities into captivating writing, cementing his reputation as a prominent global literary personality. So, these are the great Indian Nobel laureates, like Rabindranath Tagore for literature in 1913, and his Gitanjali was translated into English by the Irish Nobel laureate W.B. Yeats, who received Nobel Prize in 1923 after 1 decade of Rabindranath Tagore. The next most important Indian received the Nobel Prize was C.V.Raman in physics for his Raman effect in 1930. Then, in medicine and physiology in 1968, it was won by Hargobind Khurana. Then Mother Teresa received the Nobel Prize in Peace in the year 1979. Another great Indian who received Nobel Prize in Physics in 1983 was Subramaniam Chandrasekhara. He was the nephew of the first Nobel laureate for physics, an Indian C.V.Raman. And Amartya Sen won the Nobel Prize in Economic Sciences in the year 1998 for his welfare economics. Then Venkatraman Ramakrishnan won the Chemistry Nobel in 2009, and Kailash Satyarthi won the Nobel Prize in Peace for 2014 for his work in particularly child development in relation to his effort in abolishing child labor. And finally, Abhijit Banerjee won the Nobel Prize in Economics in 2019. And At present, in this month, in October 2025, he would join as professor in the University of Zurich, and the other Indian origin Nobel laureates that we have discussed regarding Ronald Ross in medicine and physiology in the year 1902, as he was born in India in Almora, then British India, and his work and research was concentrated in India. And another great Indian origin Nobel laureates that we have discussed who received Nobel Prize in Literature in the year 2001 was V.S.Naipaul, born in Trinidad, but of Indian origin, so almost we have discussed all the Indian Nobel laureates, and at present, and in particularly this year 2025 award consists 11 million Swedish krona, which is equivalent to 1.17 million American dollar. And besides that, there would be a presentation of 18-carat gold medal and a diploma on December 10, 2025 by the Swedish Nobel Committee, as it was the death anniversary of the founder of the Nobel Prize, Sir Alfred Nobel.